Do you ever go on vacation? Because sometimes your tools need a vacation. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker, Bushcraft. That's right, it's time to let your tools relax. Super easy, quick tip today about saws. We're gonna go through it, and it's gonna make this stuff last a lifetime for you. I guarantee that, I guarantee that. So I'm holding here a wooden buck saw and two bow saws. And there's a little trick when it comes to these and the blade and maintaining them to keep them in tip-top shape literally for a lifetime. And that is when we use them, we want the blade, of course, to be tight. So on this Baco, there is a screw twisty thingamajigger on the back, and that tightens up our blade. And on this older style bow saw, there's this handle that just snaps. That's what adds the tension. And then on our wooden buck saw, we have this toggle that acts as a windlass to add tension to the blade. So when using any of these saws, it's extremely important that the blade is nice and tight. Now you don't have to over tighten it that you're blowing the saw itself apart, but you want the blade tight. A loose blade is going to cause it to flex back and forth, even twist, possibly even be damaged permanently. So moral of the story, tight blade during cutting and use, extremely important. That's what you need. But when it's done, that's when it's time to give your saw a break. There is a term called relax your saw, and that is for when you're done actually using it. We want to release the tension off of the saw frame and the blade itself. Not removing the tension from the saw blade and frame itself can cause damage in the long term. Maybe not short term, maybe you had a saw and you never did this and you think my saw is fine, but over the years it will affect it. So let's start with the wooden one. By keeping the tension on here, what's going to happen over time as the wood absorbs moisture in the elements, it is slowly going to actually bend the wood. The same as when we lay an axe handle up against the wall for a long time and we get a bend or a bow to it. That's what's going to happen to your wooden saw. So it's important when you're done to take just a little bit of that tension off. Okay, just that much. See how it's loose now? Now all the tension is removed. You can still keep it together. You don't have to break it down every single time. When you're ready to use it, you add your 1 or 2 twists and you're gonna be good to go. If it's something like this Baco, simply 1 or 2 twists of the screw in the back loosens up that blade and it will release the tension from the frame. Now you might be thinking, well, how's a metal frame gonna get destroyed? Well, 2 things can happen. Number 1, from the tension from this hand to this hand pulling in, will actually start to bend this metal, believe it or not. But more so, what I've found that happens with extreme tension over time is that it starts to warp. So front to back, this saw no longer stays straight and you start to get a bend to it. That affects the cutting and ultimately ruins the saw and there's no coming back to it. And last but not least, one of these older style bow saws, okay? So with this, you would have to loosen up the handle just like that, and then this does require a little bit of work. When you open up the bottom, as if you're gonna remove the blade, you'll notice that bow saw blades have 2 holes. Generally, when we set these up, we use the inside hole. In our case, to relax it, we're going to use the outside hole. So what that's going to do, if I can do it one-handed, is that's going to take a ton of tension off that blade until the next time I need it. Then I reset it, close the handle, and I'm good to go. So that's today's video. Quick, easy, to the point. Showed you a couple different style saws, what you can do with them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button below. Also check us out over coalcrackerbushcraft.com. And until the next video, relax your saw, stay in the woods.